There was a flight that was going from Cleveland to Miami. And about 20 minutes or so into the flight, the pilot makes an announcement that they were having some engine problems. And there was heavy fog. And now they had lost 2 of the 4 engines. He tells the passengers, prepare for an emergency landing. A minister on board the flight tries to calm the passengers by telling them, I'll lead us in prayer. Everything will be all right. Please bow your heads and pray for God's presence. And at the conclusion of the prayer, he noticed one of those who simply refused to bow his head. He said to the man, why didn't you join us in prayer? The man replied, because I don't know how to pray. The minister said to him, well, can't you do something religious? So the man took off his hat, began to walk up the aisle, and took up a collection. Some people simply don't know what to do in an emergency, and everybody seems to prepare for the end in a different way. Well, my brothers and sisters in the Lord, today we begin our preparations for a brand new liturgical year. And this time of year is a time, as we know, that is filled with a lot of preparations. The secular society around us bids us to prepare by the big sales that begin on Black Friday. We prepare our homes early on for Christmas Day with the placing of ornaments, the putting up of a tree, lights, and lawn displays. We prepare to exchange gifts with our loved ones. It is a season indeed of preparation, and we are prepared about and busy about many things. But Jesus asks us to prepare our hearts and our spirits and our minds as if it was our final day. How do we dispose our minds and hearts to reflect the great mystery of God who was born into our lives and our world through Jesus? Our scripture today began to not sword against another nation, nor shall they prepare for war again. Israel indeed had a troubled history. She was a nation wedged between huge and ambitious empires that were constantly vying for superiority. During Isaiah's lifetime, the Assyrians would sweep in and totally annihilate the northern kingdom of Israel. Judah had weak leaders who chose to appease the emperor rather than to be faithful to God. And so Israel, weary of war and threat, weary of instability, began to hope and dream of a new future when God would enter the world and bring an end to war and suffering, when God would establish his reign on the earth and restore all creation as it was intended to be. They dreamed of that day when the division that had torn people apart might be healed and they might be whole again under God's reign. We are not unlike the people of Israel. When fear and terror, our hope will cease. Where one day we dream that we will be a people living in peace. One day we hope and pray that evil will be conquered by love. And when anger, hunger and thirst, injustice and insecurity are banished. Gandhi once beautifully said, become the change you want to see in the world. If we want the kingdom to become a reality, we must be the ones to change. And to bring it about in the world around us means that we first mold and shape our lives in the vision and in the hope of that same kingdom. And I would venture to say to you that every act of kindness and love, every sacrifice of the self for another, is a small step in the transformation of the world into the kingdom of God. And conversely, every act of hatred, every act of selfishness strengthens the power of the evil in the world around us. The battle of good and evil is not something that will take place in our world many years from now. It is a battle that is taking place now, and we must choose to walk in the light, to be bearers of the light, Christ's light, who came to destroy sin and death. A bumper sticker on my refrigerator perhaps says it more succinctly when it writes, Jesus is coming. Better look busy.